After the last 2 weeks, I think we need some light relief.
Quack, quack, quack.
So, let's talk about all the weird theories there are about the moon. The moon. This came about thanks to this email. I saw a short video recently about the theory that the moon is hollow and possibly filled with alien life. Could you investigate this, please? Thank you for your email. Yeah, I sure did, Can, and have found not only that the moon is hollow, but also some other weird, strange happenings that involve the moon itself. So let's have a look. Full moon equals insanity. It is the very error of the moon. She comes more nearer Earth than she was wont, and makes men mad, says Amelia in Othello, but rumblings of the moon's power to influence behaviour go back quite a time. Ancient texts speculate on the relation of lunar phases with epilepsy. The writings of 15th century physician Paracelsus connected lunar phases with nightmares, hallucinations, and sexual passions. Roman legend Pliny said a full moon caused more dew to form, which led to increased moisture in the brain, leading to madness. So is there something to this idea? We know the moon controls the tides, and that's flat earth debunked right there. So does it also slamoosh all the water around in our heads? Is the lunar effect, or the so-called Transylvania effect, real? Much research has been done into hospital records, and there doesn't seem to be any correlation with an uptick in bizarre events and a full moon. But let's be honest, we all know we don't sleep as well, and I've heard many stories of strange incidents that have occurred when the moon was full. Let's hear yours in the comments. The moon is hollow and full of aliens. So back to the email. I've done some research, and thanks to somebody called H.G. Wells, we now know there are aliens living in a hollow moon. Wells's 1901 scientific research paper, The First Men on the Moon, spoke about his personal experiences researching the lunar surface. He found great beasts and monsters of mere fatness, and at one point, starving hungry, had to eat monstrous coralline growths of fungus. But in all seriousness, it seems the moon is hollow, as when NASA crashed the lunar module of Apollo 12 into the surface, they reported that the moon rung like a bell for almost an hour. So, the moon is hollow. Fact, but what lives there? Find out right now. The moon had life. Aliens live inside a hollow moon is your answer, but it could be they did actually live on the surface in times gone by. Many things have been seen, many clues to an advanced civilization, including that weird face thing, and the so-called shard, which is maybe part of an old building. NASA refute the suggestions, but how would they know? The real question is what moved the aliens off the surface and into the hollow crust. I will answer that in about a minute. There is no dark side. Here's a thought, and I'm making this up as I go along because I was supposed to do 5 and I only did 4, so we know we only see one side of the moon, right? That's due to the orbits of both that and the Earth, and that's also flat Earth debunked again. But what if the moon actually only has that one side? Apart from the time it actually happened, no one's actually been to see what's going on the dark side of the moon. So my personal speculation is the moon has nothing there. In fact, maybe it's some sort of big satellite dish sending radio brain signals to, let's say, werewolves people on that time of the month where they have to become werewolves. That'll do. And finally, the moon once exploded. The year is 1178. In Canterbury, the monk Gervase and his best friends saw what was described as the moon exploding. It was best friends. Okay. It was in crescent form and ridiculous. Okay. It was in crescent form, and the monks described it as splitting in half, a flaming torch springing up and spewing out, over a considerable distance, fire, hot coals and sparks. Gervais added, meanwhile the body of the moon was below-rived, as it were in anxiety, and to put it in the words of those who reported it to me and saw it with their own eyes, the moon throbbed like a wounded snake. Afterwards it took on a blackish appearance. So, what could it have been? Alien nuclear trials, perhaps? Or an asteroid? In 1956, Luna 3, a Soviet spacecraft, took some photos of a large crater, which is named after Giordano Bruno, an early pioneer of science. Of course he was burnt to death for that, but scientists believe that a collision in that location would match the blast the monks saw. We, on Earth, therefore, got lucky. The moon took one for us. And that's our link. That's why the aliens are inside the moon now, or worse, completely wiped out. It's why their civilization and great buildings on the moon are mere fragments of fragments. Long after the dinosaurs, our great lunar neighbours suffered the same fate. Well, there you go. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.